Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Planet Coaster Alpha 3, finally starting on our brand new park. If you guys are excited and want to see more Alpha 3 content on the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, leave something letting me know. So I deliberated for quite a while trying to figure out what I wanted to do for this park. I couldn't really decide. I actually recorded maybe half an hour of a couple different park ideas in the desert, in this tropical area. But I finally decided to do something that someone suggested quite a while ago. It's on one of the early videos of Seatopia, which was 2 parks ago. And they said, since I really enjoy doing this sort of theming thing, what I could do is build a park kind of that travels through time. So it's going to be starting very early time on Earth, and then goes all the way around to the future time. So we're going to loop around the park in a clockwise fashion. And starting with a prehistoric area, we're going to be doing prehistoric, ancient Greek and Rome, medieval, Old West, and futuristic areas. So there's going to be 5 different areas to this park, and they're all going to be themed like that. So I'm hoping to try and make them really unique and individual, especially with all the new parts we have in the new alpha, and frankly, I'm really excited about it. So the first one we're doing here, like I just said, is going to be the prehistoric area of the park. So we're going to have very jungly volcanoes. That's what I'm working on now, and I really like this new fire plate we have there. Look how cool that looks. So we got a big old volcano, just tossing some fire in there and some smoke. One of those is sticking out too much, so I was like, okay, let's remove that, but looking pretty good. And once again, I forgot to pause the game, so it became nighttime, so we cut and let it become daytime, because it certainly is a lot easier to see during the day. And so for this part, naturally, I just wanted the very natural rough path, so we just have just the grass path, just going over there. It's all bumpy and not really smooth or anything, would make sense. So I was having trouble deciding what I wanted to do for the entrances of these places, because you can't really spell too well because you have very small pieces. So for now, I'm just doing very simple lettering. Like this one, I just put a P and an H for the prehistoric area. If I do a bigger, I think I might actually change this to a bigger sign and try and think of an actual name for these. So I need a name for all 5 of these sections, guys. So if you have any better ideas for the prehistoric area, make sure you leave it in the comments, and I'll try and fit it on there. We could just make the sign bigger, because that's about the smallest I'll be able to make the signs with these small wooden planks. So definitely have an idea for the prehistoric area. Let me know. Anything prehistoric or prehistory or ancient or dinosaur related. And you say, okay, there's not dinosaurs in this game, but there is something else that we can use instead of dinosaurs, and you'll see that in a little bit. At the beginning of every section, I'm going to have these information stands, and all the buildings and stuff are going to be themed for the actual, whatever the theme is of this area. So this is a prehistoric area, so I'm just building like a little rock cave for our shops, because we do end up putting a food shop in here as well. Do the same basic thing, but just take the shop, cover it in rocks. And for the plants of this area, I'm trying to keep them all distinctive. So for this one, we're using the sycamore trees, which are those big bushy green ones, and then the fir trees. Because I'm pretty sure, I don't know too much, but I'm pretty sure the fir trees are super ancient. Like they haven't changed in like millions of years or whatever. Because like ferns and firs and things like that. The coniferous? Is that the word? I don't know. I really should do some more research before this, but it's not all going to be 100% accurate. That's the number one thing. Especially with what we've got going on later. Actually, especially right here, this is not going to be accurate. Check it out. We got animatronic dragons. They're so cool. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, we don't have dinosaurs or anything, but we do have big animatronic dragons. And so we're going to be putting them here in the place of dinosaurs in our prehistoric themed area. And they're so cool. Look at that. I just love them. It's really cool to watch because he's sleeping. He just sits there, and like you can see his chest moving, and like some smoke comes out of his little snout. It's so cool looking. I love it. And I do need to rework that volcano a little bit. I'm not loving it, so we're probably going to go reshape the backside of it, try and make it a little bit better looking. But I just wanted a nice green area up here, because again, you guys know one of my favorite parts about building in parks is building in multiple levels. So don't just have everything flat on a plane and throw down random rides everywhere. That's what everyone else on YouTube is going to be doing. Well, not everyone, but the majority of people playing this game YouTube are just going to throw random rides everywhere and just stick with a flat park. And I really don't want to do that. I love the verticality of this game, building up and just making everything look detailed, like something interesting to look at in every direction. There should always be something interesting for you to look at. Like that's probably a main marketing technique of real parks. Always give someone something to look at. And now we're working on the burger stand, the Chief Beef, hashtag Chief Beef Belief. And we're just, again, covering in rocks, trying to do some different shapes and things like that. Ooh, and I also like those, they're not banana, they're like well, we do some banana plants, but we also do just those short palm trees. I think those look pretty nice in this area, because in my mind, the prehistoric era has a lot of the jungle trees and stuff, and basically it's going to just have large animals and large trees. Because that's the effect of like the ancient times, like the Jurassic period. Basically, the period of dinosaurs was the Earth was hotter and there was an abundance of oxygen, so that led to larger creatures and larger plants. Look it up. I'll try and insert some tidbits of history throughout here because I do know things. I enjoyed history. I was a history minor in college, so not too much of prehistory. I guess I don't know too much about it, but I will try and throw some in around there. You know. I guess. Oh, this is getting off track. I'll tell you guys, it's always difficult to do post-commentary when you're used to just doing regular commentary. It's a little tricky. Ooh, but I originally saw there these new torches you can put on the walls and stuff, and there was a giant milkshake. I'm sorry, there's so many new things I just like playing around with them. But the torches are cool, but I thought we'd save those for like a later era, maybe the ancient Greek area. Because for now, I'm using those those bonfires. I think that's probably good enough, because the other light sources wouldn't look very good here. So I think the bonfire should be good for now. And I wanted at least one flat ride in this area, so what we decided to go with is the Rocktopus. Just because, I don't know, it's a big octopus. Maybe you can pretend it's like a dinosaur or something, but none of the other rides really fit with the theme of this area. And that's going to be hard to do in some of the other areas, but you know, it's good enough for now. I don't mind the Rocktopus. Came out pretty cool, and I love that you can paint the rides now. Makes me so very happy. So we just put it all in black to kind of just blend it in. Don't want too many bright colors or anything around here. Just want to kind of blacks, browns, and then the natural greens and stuff. Just kind of keep everything real natural looking, except for, you know, the giant mechanized octopus that spins people around. But it's a theme park, okay? It's not actually supposed to be prehistoric. It's just supposed to be themed like prehistoric. So again, just covering the outside in rocks. Just trying to break up the pattern, because once you start to see that repeating pattern in the rocks, it doesn't look very good, in my opinion. But I think this came out looking alright. And then changing the path there, again, trying to find things that aren't very bright. There's something cool when you open the rides now, like little pieces of confetti shoot out of the ride entrances. It's pretty funny looking. I like it. And I may actually do a customized ride entrance to that. We'll probably finish up this park in the next episode, because we get pretty far, or not this park, this section. That's what I'm thinking of doing for at least 2 episodes for every section of the park. And there's 5 of them, so that's going to be around 10 episodes. So that's the goal for this park. Finish up these sections, and then we did a little cut there. I let some people come in the park, let them start walking around, sitting on the benches. It's so cool. Walking by the purple dinosaur. Or, I guess the purple dragon. And I was looking at putting a pre-made park in, or pre-made coaster in here. I was like, nah, we'll just build it. And if you guys haven't seen my parks before, you'll want to know that I'm not the best at making coasters. I definitely need to work on it. This one came out alright. And once again, while recording this, I forgot to use a smooth option. So later, after recording this episode and the point of view ride on the coaster, I actually went and smoothed out the coaster, and it came out a lot better. So I'll probably show you guys that in the next one, but I had a basic idea for what I wanted to do. I wanted to go up on this ridge, and then we were going to have a little surprise up on the top of the mountain. This is a very interesting looking coaster design. Like, the railing looks very flat. I was confused by it. I was like, does it just sit on top of the railing? I was kind of confused with that. It kind of grips the side. It's a very fat railing on the coaster. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Might as well go with it. It was called like the Basilisk, I think this coaster was. So I was going, oh, Basilisk, dragons, dinosaurs, things like that, you know? There's some sort of reptilian connection there. Even though I guess dinosaurs weren't technically reptiles, were they? I'm not sure. So we just have a nice little dip there. Then we're going to go down, flip it flop over here. Then we're going to have one inverted turn right over the coaster bay. And then we're just going to have, I love having the coasters go over the paths and everything. It's very entertaining. And then I realized when you're building, you can just constantly have the coaster test running, so it'll just keep going, which is pretty handy. I think I should turn that off at some point. But then we have a upwards helix there. Just want to make sure it had enough speed and momentum to get over there, and it does. So very short coaster. One of my shortcomings about coaster building is I keep trying to limit myself to a very cramped space, which makes the coasters kind of rattly and janky, which I need to work on. Because I just need to make them in bigger spaces. But that's hard for me to do because I want to make everything in this park so dense. So hopefully that's something I can work on especially in the later sections. And I realized that didn't connect to the path. We fix it later, but yeah, I know that's something I gotta work on. Stupid coasters. Oh, look, it's not even touching it. Just trying to get this to work. The bonfires look pretty cool. They look kind of weird when they're just sticking out like that, but once we get trees and stuff over here, they actually kind of fit in pretty well. I kind of like if you see them over in the foresty area in the beginning, definitely looks a little bit better. And then up here, I wanted to put another animatronic dragon. There's, I think, one more. I think there's like 3 in total of the dragons, so we'll scatter them around this area. Try and make them feel like dinosaurs. And then we wanted our little perch up here for this guy. He's a feeding dragon. The other one's sleeping. This one's eating. And I was just looking at that. There's a new pirate. That's pretty cool. But I wanted his head right by here, so he kind of like looks like he's gonna bite down on you. And then I decided he's an herbivore. So not herbivore, herbivore. Is it? It's herbivore. Whatever. So I decided to just put some bushes down there for him to munch on a little bit. And I wanted to kind of hide him so you couldn't directly see him from the ground. So make it kind of a surprise around that first turn on the drop. You know, just kind of scare people a little bit. And then I had this little open area, so okay, we'll play around with the water and put a little pond. I love how the reflections look. And then here, I'm like, oh god, there's trash everywhere. Because I did put a couple trash cans, not too many, but I was like, oh, we should probably get some janitors in here. Oops, and I also threw down Gulpy, the Planet Coaster mascot, or the dinosaur mascot, which I thought fit in this area pretty well. So I'm liking how the coaster's kind of flinging through there. And I didn't even change the color of this coaster car, but I kind of like how it is. It's similar to the same color as that dinosaur, that dragon. I'm gonna keep calling them dinosaurs because that's what I'm pretending they are. And I might wrap this whole thing in rocks. The coaster bay. I can't decide if I want to, because I feel like it'd just be too big. It does look okay. Like we did that a couple parks ago, where we built this like a volcano for one of the drop rides. Just out of rocks, but I don't know. I think it might be looking a little bit too big. I might just like cover in trees or something. But there's a little overview of what we got done today with the information, the burger stand, the octopus, and the coaster, and the volcano, and the hills, I guess, and the lake, and the trees, and the dragons. So a lot more than that. But there we go. Prehistoric area. There's Gulpy. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Hey there, buddy. That's perfect. He's so cool. I love him. He's my favorite. And then you can see the little dragon in there. So we have the information stand. Oh, look at them throw the trash in the trash can. That's so awesome. And there's our dragon. I put the bones in there to kind of make it like ominous. Like, oh, he's ate some bones or something. I don't know. There we go. We got the octopus. It's got its own music. You can see the volcano up there. I might lower the volcano a little bit just so you can see the fire from down here. I'm not sure if it's coming across quite well enough. But I'll leave you with this, guys. Remember, this ride does get smoother after I smooth it out. But there's a dragon. Woo, oh, so scary. Anyway, guys, if you are enjoying Planet Coaster, want to see more in the future on the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, leave something letting me know. I'll see you next time for some more Planet Coaster Alpha 3. Bye.